Hi everyone, paulfrommetals.co.uk. Welcome to part 10 of the Tamiya 132 F4U Corsair build. As you saw last time, we got the wings assembled, we got all the lower wing roots done, some control surfaces. Off camera yesterday, in fact it was, I have assembled the prop, which is absolutely huge. If I get a couple of Tamiya bottles, and we'll do it front on, in fact, so you guys can see a bit better. There you go. That's one hell of a prop, absolutely huge. It's taller than two Tamiya bottles, and the width wise is exactly the same as well. If you look at my hands, and I've got huge hands, that is rather impressive. So that's all been popped on. Need a little bit of filler on the back, just where the joins are, nothing much. As you can see, Mr. Surface is what I've been using today as well. So not a massive amount of filler needed, so that's done. Got the vertical stabilizer done. I called it vertical today, makes a change, normally call it horizontal. So that was just two components glued together. Again, a little bit of missed surface, so no filler on these parts. On the wings need a little bit of filler, a little bit of missed surface, that's been sanded and that just assembles like that. That's ready to glue in position 2. As I said, the wings were all sanded from last time, we glued them all ready to go. Just ran some Mr. Surfacer along, very slight just seam, and it seems to have got it, so I'm going to leave that for as long as possible before I sand that off. Both those wings have been done. What else have we done? I have painted this inner part. I hand painted this because, believe it or not, and I was hoping to get this primed today, but it's not going to happen, my compressor's packed in. It's been dying to death for a while. I got a new one hopefully on the way. It does work, but it just gives up after a couple of minutes. I do have a spare, but it means we're digging it out, putting it all in, and it's not worth doing. I'm getting a new one in a few days anyway. So hand painted this with the Tamiya XF4, the same colour we used on the interior, because we've got a clear part to go in there a little bit. I'm going to mask that in a little bit. I also just tidied up the edges of the cockpit again with the XF4, give it all the dust, because you know this has been assembled quite some time, made sure everywhere's ready, and this is ready, so hopefully we'll get the canopy on a little bit. The engines had it going over again, as to all the cowlings. They've all been glued in position, as you can see. So these are still removable, but they're going to be kept in place while it's sprayed. So you get that back on. Fill the front up, put some foam in there. That saves it all ready to go. The propeller pushes on by a polycap, so that can come on and off as and when you like. These were all done last time. We've got the canopy mast. There we've got the side windows, which was done a long time ago. We used a Eduard mast set for that because they're die cut, ready to go, as the Tamiya one's not, which always baffles me why they do that. I do not know. And that's it basically. So where to start? I have no idea. I've been working on this for the past hour, getting it ready. What I'm going to do, hopefully get it all assembled today, glued in place, canopy on, literally ready for primer in the next video. Because obviously I've got my compressor won't live up to priming this thing. I was only pre-shading an ME262 and it was giving up the ghost, so to prime this it wasn't blowing up or catching fire. So I'm going to get it all assembled, glued in position, and then off camera I get all the excess glue tidied up with a buffer, and we'll probably come back in a couple of weeks and get it primed, pre-shaded, get some paint down, which would be absolutely fantastic on this. Really looking forward to getting this painted. I'm not sure I'm going to weather it just yet. Haven't really thought about that, but we'll get to that anyway. I also need to button up the rear of the rear landing bay, which means we're going all the way back to the front of the instructions to see what I actually need. Oh, it is all the way back as well. I can just find it and see what parts are going to be needed. Should be here somewhere. I should have done this off camera, but I've literally just thought about it now. There we go. 3 parts. That would take longer on. So what else is left to go on? Should we go through the instructions quickly? I've got new lighting now as well. I hope it looks a lot brighter. The only thing is, as soon as you bring instructions in, it whites out. The white balance goes a little bit. So what have we done? Master canopy. We've got a rear view mirror to go in. I'm just going to glue this in lightly because I want to be able to take it off and have it movable. So we'll put this in last and I'll explain why in a second. This has all been done, this is done, we've got the ailerons done, they're glued in position. We've got the wingtips on, they're on the end, they weren't on last time so they're on now. Bomb racks are on, we glue those in position. Nothing major I've done off camera, just fiddly little parts. We've done the outer wing flaps. Just having a look, both. Yeah, outer wing flaps are done. So basically this is where we're at now. We've got the wings to glue in position. There's 2 parts on each side which are cut off and tied up over there ready. Tail, vertical fin, that's ready to go. We'll leave off the antennas for now because I'll just snap them off like I always do. And this can stay off for now as well. And then we've got the propeller to paint up, but we'll get it all primed first. I just want to get assembled today. I've also, if I leave over, assembled the Tamiya stand, which was really easy. Steps at the back, literally stick that in there, glue that on there with the screwing, job done. So that's it. So my goal today is get it all glued together on its stand, ready for primer. So we'll see how we get on. Now, first things first, I think we should glue the canopy in position, or should we leave that to last? Let's have a little think. Nope, we'll get it on now because I'm worried about damaging that screen on the front. So we'll put those to one side. New little toy of mine, given to me by a friend, is a UV glue. Hobblink Japan selling this, only place selling it at the minute. You can get rip-off ones on eBay, but they don't work as well. It's £4 for this, £7 for the UV keyring. You can't really see it, unfortunately. You can on my skin a bit. And it's UV activated resin. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and on clear parts it is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant how good it is. You just literally put it on like you do your normal canopy glue, give it a zap of UV light, it dries instantly, crystal clear, no fogging, no mess, nothing. I'm just going to clean that glass part up. Let's see which side is which. Just put another fingerprint on that. Absolutely fantastic glue. I've been using it on everything I can lately. Probably got the wrong side here, haven't I? Let's have a little look. It's got to be that way. So that must go there, and it does. So there's the canopy in. It's masked off already. We did that ages and ages ago. So what we're going to do, our UV glue, it's a clear resin glue, like I say. I'm going to get something to pop it in. If I can find something, which I can, but it's hidden down the back. I'm trying to find a paint tray. Sod's law, I cannot get to. Let's have a look for something else. Okie doke, we'll use some masking tape then. Just want to put a small pull of it down on the bench, give it a little shake, pop it in. To me it's like a thick super glue consistency. Obviously it's not super glue. And what we'll do is we just use a toothpick, pick it up so you can see it there, get that excess off, we'll just get it on the tip if we want it. We're just going to put it in the odd place here and there, make sure you guys can still see. The beauty of it is you can put the glass in, get yourself a cotton bud, get the excess off, zap it with the key ring, job done. Really easy to use, really simple, really fast. And I honestly cannot fault it now. If I can pick this up, drop it in position, put it where we want like so, grab a cotton bud, so make sure it's in the position you want, wet the cotton bud. Obviously you don't lick it once you've wiped this stuff off. I can say that it doesn't taste good, and God knows what it's like for your health. Oh, certainly not good when you knock it off like that. It kind of ruins it. So pop it in place, give it a clean up again. It's a fiddly little bit of glass, give it that. Make sure you're happy with its position, getting the excess off you can see, and zap it. So we just go all around the lamp, all around the glass, through the clear parts. A few seconds, that should do us. Let's have a little look. Yep, and we're on. So there we go, nice and simple. Now, I'm not sure the exact curing time, but it literally takes a few seconds to do, but I always, once I'm done, just give it a few seconds over, just to make sure we get it everywhere we need. Let's clean off the next bit, make sure we keep these used cotton buds out of the way, because we won't be picking them up, putting them on ours. As I say, it's a resin, so it's not going to be good for you at all. And like I said, the beauty of this is you get, I don't know how long it'll stay wet for, I haven't tried it, but it doesn't seem to dry anytime soon at all, which is absolutely ideal. So the working time is really good. Let's excuse today, I've got my workshop door open because it is absolutely stunning weather outside. You know, my ferret having a drink. I've also got my dogs with me. So as I said in the review yesterday, if you hear anything walking around, it's not me chewing rocks, it's the dogs walking around on gravel. Honestly. Right, so there we go, any excess inside we need to get rid of. Get our bits on properly. There we go. Excellent. Once you've cleaned your part, try not to get a fingerprint underneath because it's going to show through. Job done. I can't remember if I've licked that or not. I ain't going to touch it. It's got this stuff on it. So once you've got it pushed in, like I say, just go around it. Just get any excess glue off you don't need, because obviously if you don't get it off it's going to dry, you're going to have to sand it off, so it does save work in the long run. There you go, once you're happy, give it a bit of pressure. That's one thirsty ferret. I don't know if you can hear that on camera, I'm assuming you can. There we go, another job done. So that is now dried. It should be, yeah, rock hard, so no waiting around for the PVA or the canopy glue to dry. Works absolutely fantastic. I cannot fault it at all. Now we want to look at this one and see where this one actually glues in place, and it is just round there. So all I find you need to do, especially if it's a part to be painted, is just dot and dab it in places rather than trying to get a clean line. It's not going to happen. Just get it what you can. Have a look, see how far back it goes. Goes to there. I've got fresh paint there, so hopefully that'll be okay. Might have been the most interesting thing to watch in the world, guys, but trust me, go and get some of this stuff. It is currently on back order at HobbyLink because we reviewed it on the ISM news channel and almost instantly it went out of stock. It's by far and away the best stuff. I haven't bought it, but new product I've got my hands on so far this year. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Like I said, I've tried a lot of alternatives. There are a few different products out there, but none of them work the same as this. It's not expensive. It's £4 from HobbyLink Japan. It's about 11 quid, probably about 14 quid posted, and you're under the £15 threshold there, so you're not going to get stung by customs charges. So definitely well worth a look. It saves time, it's cleaner, it's neater. And this is why I said about leaving the rear view mirror until it's done, because what I'll do, I'll take, it lives under that part there, with my fingers putting on that Tamiya tape, so I can literally zap it from the top once we're all done. Like I say, I want to do it so that canopy is removable. That should be on, and it is perfect. Now you can get the parts back off. They don't dry absolutely rock solid if you give them enough. It's probably as sticky, maybe a little bit more than the canopy glues. So you can get parts back off should you need to. I want to do this so we can get it back off. So I'm going to literally, because it will sit on its frame. And that's how I want it to be, so I can slide it. Oh, I keep getting out of shot, sorry. I want to be able to slide it back, so I'm going to try and just put a couple of dabs of the UV glue in a few key places. Give it a little bit of a glue. Job done, and that's only there to protect the cockpit. Yeah, we're good at the top and bottom. Let's see what that does, because they're really tight fitting. Just get a little bit in there. And a bit in there. Like I say, I don't want this to be glued permanently. Just literally while I'm painting it. So if we just get it to hold itself. I'm more than happy with that. That seems better. So we're just glued at the top. That'll do me. There we go. I don't know if it was out of shot then, sorry if it was. We can sort it out. Probably in the front shot. So there we go, there's that one done. Now quickly, we will, hope this isn't boring today, because I've started filming things in a different way. I've got stuff ready now, rather than boring you lot to death putting stuff together on camera. I've started planning ahead. It means a bit more work off camera, but it means I get more done on camera, if that makes sense. So we started, obviously, gains momentum on the builds a lot. I started doing on my other builds on the ISM channel as well. But obviously that means there's less cutting on the video footage, because I'm well planned ahead. I don't have to stop to make sure something is as it should be, it's dry. The only thing we may have to wait for today is the wings to dry. So we've got the Edward pre-cut mask, which as you can see is super quick to do. So there's one half in place. So what you get is you get a little template of the canopies, the location of the part. This is what we're doing now, so it's these parts here. Makes life so much easier. The Tamiya ones are useless. I mean, I know you can get them nice and neat, but I just can't understand why Tamiya can't do this. You're paying premium price for a premium kit. You should get everything in there, you know, ready to go, but it doesn't for some reason. But the speed this enables you to do stuff, and they're only £5 to £8 depending on the kit to buy. They're not expensive. Just saves so much time. For those of you who've been or know me, you know that we were going for our 20-week scan last Monday. We found out we're expecting a baby boy, which is great. Name, we know the first name, we're looking for a middle name. Once I know that, I can announce the names to the world, but I'm very happy with the name because it's the name I wanted to give. So I was kind of hoping for a boy for that reason, but I wasn't really bothered either way, to be honest. So we're both over the moon with that. Fantastic news. Everything else looked fine. We've got to go back this afternoon for another scan because the baby wouldn't turn around for us. So we couldn't get a clear shot of his spine. So we've got to go back for a 2-minute scan today. So all the way back to the hospital. just for that, which is a bit of a pain, but needs must. It needs doing, and that's what I need to do. So very happy with that news. Time's certainly flying by. We're halfway through the pregnancy. We're past halfway now, so it's going to be here before I know it. So let's just hope it doesn't impact on my modelling too much, which it's going to. I know it's going to affect it, but I have commitments and I can't always shirk the commitments. Hannah knows that. It's my girlfriend Hannah. She understands that. But obviously, on the flip side, I'm not going to leave her doing everything. That fits in there perfect. I'm not going to leave her doing everything on her own. So I'm just going to have to find the time. Looking forward to it. Hoping to get this out of the way by September, this Corsair. No, this will be well out of the way by then. Because as of a week Saturday, I get to start my Tamiya 132 Mustang for the ISM D-Day build, and that is my 4th Tamiya. Is it 4th? 3rd? 3rd one. Because I've got this on the go, I've just built the F16, and I've got the Mustang, so it'll be the 3rd one in a row. And I need smaller builds, especially video builds, because it takes so much time, these kits, just to build. It took me 6 months to build the F15, and I've been building this thing since August, and video build, and it just adds so much more. There you go, glued in place. So much more to them that you just wouldn't believe. So there we go, got a few spare masks on there. Obviously for the different components, different lights, which we've got lights to put on for clear glass underneath. I'm just going to make a little bit of room, get that over there, chuck them away. And what will we do now? I think we will glue in position the underside roots. So, as you saw last time, make sure I keep you guys in shot. I showed you how this attached last time. Clips on the back, 2 lugs at the front, 2 clips, job done. And I think what we'll use is we will use our Flexifile Touch and Flow, which has become, again, one of my favourite tools recently. And thanks to George, who's building that Great Wall Hobby F15 with me, we've found a much quicker way of loading up the vial. So rather than decant it into the bottle, just stick the vial in, stick the bottle in the top, suck it up, and it does exactly the same thing. So much easier, and you don't have to keep emptying this, you just use that to suck up the glue. So there we go, we've got about 1/4 of a vial. It's just there, and I'm going to zoom you in for this step so you can see. Hopefully I can keep you guys in shot. So as you can see, we've got nice tight seams all the way up there. We're going to glue here. So if I can keep you in shot and do this, this will be brilliant. Just the right time to get a hair right on the end of the glue applicator. Thank you for that. It's appreciated. So we've got the front done, so I went out of shot. I knew that was going to happen. So we just need to get the back. I just did that on watching the camera, watching the model, which is never good. So the beauty of this glue, the touch and flow stuff, it's not like Tamiya extra thin. It dries very, very fast. Very, very tight. So we're going to do that. We've got a little bit at the front, just there, that little seam. So again, you can see how easy that is to use. So we've done just there. We've got this part of the back, and make sure you're in shot. Also an absolutely superb tool. Well worth the money. Just trying to see where that glue's in place, because it just gives fantastic seams, it really does. Again, if I can keep you a lot in shot. Which is easier said than done. I think I'll actually zoom out a little bit. shot, and obviously it just means then coming back with a polisher, not a sander, just a polisher like a UMP, one of those bad boys. Come on in, give it a sand up, polish it, away you go. This side, so we'll start there. Awesome. All you need to do from time to time is give it a little wipe, because it does accumulate molten plastic. There we go. I can just see a little bit there it needs doing, so hopefully. That side's brilliant. This side there is a very slight gap. Probably just really needs holding. I did say this last time and it disappeared on me. It's obviously back with a vengeance. So all we'll do, it's just probably me the way I've glued it together. Obviously not easy thing to do on camera. Is once it's dry we get a bit of a layer of putty in there. Just fill that ever so slight seam. So that's fantastic. There's that done. While we got this out, we shall glue the vertical stabilizer in place. So again, just along these seams here. Yeah, my dog's outside, I do apologise. What the hell are they doing? Lying down, kicking everything. So there we go, a little bit of blockage there. Beauty of it, when the beveled edges, the glue marks, there's none. It's absolutely fantastic. So the likes of this, where the two parts are beveled, you can get the applicator right in and it all just disappears fantastically. Really good, simple way of doing it. Pop that in place. Where she goes, I'm going to zoom in rather than out. Zoom back out. Make sure the fit's okay. Let's have a look, see what we've got. So yeah, we get glued to the front rather than the back. So that's fine. Got a little bit of glue left. It's just a case of turning it round. Obviously if you tip that upside down, gravity takes effect and you get a little bubble of glue at the end, so do bear that in mind. So there we go. That's glued in place now. Fantastic. Oh, what's next? We've got the wings next, but I don't know if they're actually dry. So we'll pop that to one side safely. Have a little look at time. We're on half an hour. We've got 15 minutes left to get this glued in place. So let's see what we can do. I had to re-glue a little bit of this before. Let's just see how we're going. Yeah, it's not too bad. So again, we'll glue this in exactly the same way, but I'd rather get the wings on first. Yeah, that's dried. So we'll quickly sand these up. I'm using no force there virtually at all, just letting the sander do the work. It's just missed the surface 1,000, so it's nothing difficult to sand off. It's not like it's actual putty. I might have a little bit of re-riveting to do, but we'll get primer on it first, have a little look, because we can see all the detail then, and decide what we're going to do then. Weather and wise on this, I'm not sure what to do. Everybody seems to go, not over the top, but everyone seems to really weather these things. I'm not a fan of overly weathered aircraft, so I did have the idea of putting chipping fluid on all the surfaces and chipping away like I did in the cockpit, but I kind of don't want that look. I know they were really well-used warbirds. I kind of don't want that look, to be honest. Obviously we're in flight, we've got no landing gear. So I'm kind of at that point, should I put the pilot in, should I paint him up? But again, I'm not really a fan of pilots in planes either. They look okay, that's great, my figure painting's crap, if I'm honest. So I kind of don't want to ruin my hard work. Putting a pilot in there that looks substandard. So we shall see, just be a flightless bird. Ghost plane, nobody flying it. Like I say, there's some very, very fine rivet detail just at the front. I had to rescribe a little bit before with the glue, sand and dust and what have you. I'd taken it up. There's leading edges. A step free now, which is really nice. So that's good as well. Yep, spot on. That glass just needs a little bit of a buff. Again, there's a couple of glass parts just there that I glued in yesterday as well. So there's one. I'll do the other one and we'll come back. Okay, there we go. They're all sanded. A little bit of rescribing just on the front there on the leading edges, but those seams seem spot on now. Absolutely perfect on both of them. Like I say, may need to have a little bit of rivet detail, but once this is all glued, I'm going to give it a little tidy up. They're very like toothbrush because you've got raised and recessed detail there. All the glue marks are pretty much cleared up, so they're ready to go. I've just knocked off a little part, so I'll put that up there so I know what it is. One of the bomb rack hooks. Now, how are we doing glue wise? Yep, we definitely need a little bit of filler that side. It's a bit of a pain, but never mind. We'll get to that at a later date. For some reason, one of these went really tight last time. Not a whole reason for it going tight. That was a little bit of a tight fit. This one is definitely better. There's a very, very slight gap there and there. We're getting a little bit of filler once we're on. Same with this. Just going to need propping up while it's glued. We've got a couple of, I think these are ailerons, aren't they? A slot in there. So that's how that's going to sit. So should we glue that one now while we can? Or should we get the other one in place while we can? So we'll put that in there. Hold that in place. I'm going to glue those in position there. A little bit more glue. Sorry about that, I have to stop for a minute. Look where we're up to. It's getting rather unmanageable now, this thing, because it's getting rather large. So there's that one in position. This side now, kind of at the place where we need like 12 hands to do. A little bit of PE there that it actually can't be seen, to be honest, so I know exactly where it's come from. It's just tough. Flip it around, check all those other seams from before, which are fine. Here we go, so that's those on. There we go, okay. Side shot only because it doesn't fit in any other cameras anymore. So we've got that in there. So what we need to do now is manipulate this where we want it, hold it, glue it. Make sure you guys are in shot. I'm not bothered about any excess glue because I can soon get it off. So it's not the end of the world. All I want is those wings glued properly. Like so. We'll bother on those at the back. Just hold that for a second. Quite fiddly these bits. It does dry really quick, that glue though. Really fast. A lot quicker than Tamiya Extra Thin. I'm going to flip that over and do underneath. That's that one side done. So we've got a little bit of a gap there. What we'll do is we'll glue it. And then saw the gap out. So I can just put that down there. It's just a case of holding it for a few seconds while the glue dries. Make sure the top's still alright. Make sure we're all level. That one's fine. The front's fine. The top's fine. So there we go. It's just a case of weighing it up which way you want it, to be honest. Which way she can go. I'll do this all off camera. I'm going to come back because we're running out of time. Obviously you don't want to see me glue the other one. I'm going to come back in a second. Okay, glued, all the wings are glued on. We're going to have to go overhead. The wings are glued on, we've got the little filler parts, front and back glued in. They're going to need a little bit of tidy up once they're dry, but we'll go around and get all the glue marks off. With the buffer, like I said before, underneath's done, couple of little gaps. I could have probably manipulated it better, but I didn't want to destroy the seam on top. So a little bit of a layer of putty in there, not as bad this side, a little gap at the front, just down to me more than the kit. We've got the engine, all the cowlings glued in position. Obviously these are movable, so there is a gap there for now, but what we'll do when we spray it is we'll fill the front in, something in the back to stop it. We've got the rear landing gear in now, the covers are in. Obviously we've got that in as well, the clear there. Clear part rather, and that's it. So we're literally at the stage ready for primer. We've got the propeller there, but what I want to do is I want to screw this in position if possible, which is going to be easier said than done because I'm probably going to need about 12 pairs of hands to do it. I just want to screw in the stand and see what she looks like on a stand. So there we go, there's a stand. Push fit the propeller, like I said, it's on a poly cap. Fantastic. There we go, so if I take this out, bit of a pain just so we don't lose our white balance, turn it around, and there we go. So ready for priming. Needs a little bit of filler just in a few places, not like filler where we put it in, let it sit sand it, just a layer of putty, put it in, wipe it off with moist cotton bud, job done. Just very, very slight seams. I'm going to go around the whole aircraft with a UMP buffer, one of these little bad boys like I showed you before. Use the very, very fine coarse edge one side and then buffer up to perfect plastic with the other. Make sure all seams are tight, everywhere's filled properly where we need it, everywhere's buttoned up properly. And that's it. I will be back part 11 in a couple of weeks, get my new compressor on the go hopefully, and we'll get it primed, probably pre-shaded, and then we'll start laying down some of the base colour using the beautiful A-Cam paints we used on the windows in the back. So there we go. So a major milestone on its stand, just needs a tiny little bit of filler, a little bit on those wing roots as well, like I said before, just down to me the way I'm doing it, because I don't want to manipulate too much to destroy one side or both sides on one side. Just need a little touch of filler. They are great kits, but they do need filler here or there. They're not perfect, the Tamiya 132s. Other people may have built it without filler. I'm using filler, and that's the way it is, unfortunately. So that's it. So as you can see, it's an impressive looking bird. Certainly impressive on stand. That's how it's going to be displayed in my workshop. I've got no idea where it's going to go because it ain't going to fit in my display case. So it's going to live next to my F16. But very happy with that. Stunning bird. It's a big milestone to get to this stage for me. The build all complete. And that's it. So like I say, we're back a couple of weeks. We'll get it primed, pre-shaded. Maybe get a bit of base colour down, maybe the underneath, get the white sprayed under. We'll see. And that's it. So there we go. paulfromewheelz.co.uk. Check out the Facebook channel. Oh, Facebook, I always say that. Facebook page, YouTube channel. Everything's updated on there. The forum, ISM forum. All of the pictures are up there. I'll put some pictures of this on ISM Facebook page. And that's it really. So I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.